Wisconsin is a program that is always able to effectively run the football. You look at their history of running backs, and it's really a great pipeline. But they wouldn't be able to run the ball as effectively if they didn't have great players in the trenches leading the way. They have a couple of very interesting players in this class, but one of those guys who a lot of people are pretty impressed by is center Tanor Bortolini. Bortolini is a player who shows some very unique abilities and some very intriguing versatility, but how high will he be taken in the 2024 NFL Draft? That's what we'll be going over in today's video. But hey guys, if you guys are new to the channel, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment and let me know which players you guys want to see me talk about in the next video, and without further ado, let's take a closer look at Bortolini. The numbers for Bortolini aren't going to jump off the page at you. He's been good, but his production has been a little underwhelming for the Badgers over the last few seasons. In 2022, Bortolini played 661 snaps at a number of different positions. He finished the year allowing 2 hurries, 3 hits, and 2 sacks, which really isn't bad. His 2023 season, though, his production did dip a little bit. In 868 snaps at the center position, Bortolini finished the year with 8 hurries, 2 hits, and 1 sack allowed. At the Senior Bowl, Bortolini was very up and down. He had an absolutely awful first day, but he got more comfortable and finished the week off strong. He provides some very unique upside to your offensive line. We mentioned it already, but Bortolini is one of the most versatile offensive linemen in the entire draft class. He played in 661 snaps in 2022, as we mentioned, but the breakdown is very interesting. 411 of them were at left guard, 163 were at right guard, and 74 of them were at center. In 2021, he took snaps at both tackle positions, and he started all of 2023 at the center position. He has played every position on the offensive line, and I absolutely love that. I also love the nastiness that Bortolini plays with as well. He's an absolute mauler, and he plays with violent hands, and he plays a physical, hard-nosed brand of football, and I'm a big fan of that. I love how aggressive he is and how violent he is as a blocker. Bortolini as a pass protector, I think, showed some nice tools. He mirrored defenders well, and he had quick feet to recover. He also had good instincts, and I loved that. And overall, a word I would use to describe Bortolini is smart. He is highly instinctual and shows some nice tools in all the areas that he plays. In run blocking, Bortolini is a bit up and down. In a zone run scheme, I could see him being extremely productive and having a nice role because he did well at that for Wisconsin. But there are a lot of times when it felt like he just was lost as a run blocker. He also would lose his balance in the run game as well because of his aggression, and he just would miss his assignments altogether. So I want to see him improve overall as a run blocker. There are times when he looks good, but a vast majority of the time, I was pretty underwhelmed with his run blocking ability. Size is another issue I have with Bortolini. He is pretty small in terms of his frame, and he has shorter arms for the position as well. He is 6'4", 303 pounds, which isn't ideal. On top of that, he only has a 77-inch wingspan as well, so those areas I do have some concerns about. Bortolini tested well at the combine as a mover, but it felt like he struggled sometimes in terms of his quickness as well. If he can improve on that just a little bit, I think he could have a nice long NFL career, but we haven't seen it on a consistent enough basis for the Badgers. Bortolini has some very intriguing versatility and is a very smart football player, but I have some concerns with his size and his run blocking, and I think that may cause him to go a little bit later. He is my number 11 interior offensive lineman in the draft class, and while I think he's good, the concerns are concerning. Bortolini, I think, would work best in a zone run scheme, whether it's an inside zone or an outside zone, and while he's a good pass protector, he had some inconsistencies there as well, whereas as a zone blocker, he showed some of his best tools and consistency. But I believe in a zone run scheme, Bortolini could be one of the better guards, centers, wherever you want to play him in the league because he showed it on a consistent basis. My player comparison for Bortolini is Jacksonville Jaguars center Mitch Morse. Both of them are a bit small, but I think that Bortolini offers better versatility. Morris has been very solid for the Bills over his career. There are a lot of things that I do like about him. I think Bortolini has a very similar impact, they've got very similar size, and I think their play styles are very similar. So that's going to be my comp. Bortolini has the versatility that you love, but he also has some question marks as well, in terms of size, production, and inconsistencies that do push him down my board. Ultimately, I believe that Tanor Bortolini will be a day 3 pick in the 2024 NFL Draft.